All right, here come your Proctor Rails for this evening's game.
Welcome to Game 12, Break the Plates. state tournament between the visiting team of Proctor and home team Ely.
Your scoreboard dropped again. Away, they'll play to forward. Garrett intercepts, he's got to wait. Doesn't wait long enough. Will's still in the zone. Offside's the call. Just 9 seconds in, we'll get a neutral zone draw. Puck squirts back to Garrett off the draw. He reaches center ice, dumps it all the way into the corner. Ely circles the net, plays it off the corner. Forced around behind the other side. Met by Ruxin at the half wall there. The rink wide pass gets him out of the zone. He trips. Miles comes over. He's battling along the wall here. Will chips it ahead. Ruxin's got it. His shot stifled. Will in the slots. Bounces off his skate and on net. We'll get a shot for Will. And an offensive zone draw for the Rails. Max on the draw there. It's one back by the Wolves. Played ahead. Matt does hold the zone. Chips this into the far corner. He'll give chase. Has it there. Plays it back to the point for Gray. Gray sends it right back down around the corner. Chipped up the wall. Does get out of the zone. Matt resets center ice. D to D for Gray. Puck stripped off his stick. Rolls into the zone. To the middle. Shot. Glove dropped. Jace will melt it down, and we'll get a defensive zone draw here after that whistle. 13:41 remains in the first. I smell burnt toast. I'm not having a stroke. Good, all right. It's Eric. Defensive zone draw, loose. Wolves put a shot off a shin pad. Puck still bouncing around top of the circle. Shot from the slot. Kick save and held on to. I'm going to reset, do it again. Brecken wins that draw over to Will. Bounces off his stick. Shot deflects off a skate into the corner. Garrett will chip it up the wall. Ruxin skates into that. They're out of the zone. 3-on-1 as they cross. Shot from the dot. Stick save into the corner. Will battling for it there. It's sent around the far side. Rux collects. He's taken off his stick. He falls. Battles to get it back. Wolves go rink wide. Puck behind that player. Will put some pressure on. The Wolves will just dump it out. That gets by everybody. Icing indicated. And as it crosses the goal line, that is the call. So 12:54 remaining in the first period. Offensive zone draw for the Rails after that icing call. Tony on the offensive zone draw. Wins that over to Bria. She pushes it to the corner. Wolves able to chip it up. As they pass it out, poke check from Matt takes it away. Tony right back into the zone with it. Pivots, dumps it into the corner as he's upended. Bria battling in the corner there. Tony takes it away. Through the crease, comes to the near side wall. Matt picks it up at the top of the circle. He fires one wide of the net. Gray hustles over, ships it down the wall. Pushed in further by Tony. Wolves around the net, come back out this side. With speed up the wall. Tries to sidestep. Matt with the skate on it. Pushes it back out of the zone with help from Bria. She pushed it just a bit too far. Icing on the rails. 12:08 left in the first. We'll get a defensive zone draw here to the left of Jakes. Brecken wins this one back to Eric Miles. Will has it, chips it ahead, that hits Rux. Rux tries to stop. Picked up by Miles. He'll go into the zone far side. His shot blocked. Will skates into it there. He looks up the wall, surveys to the middle. That goes through Brecken's skates. Miles with a one-timer off the wall, knocks the stick out of the defender's hands. Goalie will just reach wide and grab on. We're going to get an offensive zone draw. That was going about 3 feet wide of the net. Goalie hangs on anyways. Brecken on the offensive zone draw. Wolves trying to clear, they do. Garrett picks this up in the slot. He'll curl far side. Up the wall for Rux. That's through his skates. Wolves take it near side. That went through Miles' skates as he's upended. Garrett backhands this one forward. The Wolves will collect in their own end. Sent back out, rink wide. Wolves into the zone, pass near side. He stumbles at the top of the circle. Will picks this up. Plays it to the middle. Rux has it there. Plays it to the wall for Brecken, and they're out of the zone efficiently. Brecken tries to sidestep a bump. Forces the puck in behind the net. Rux gives chase there. It's passed past him. Wolves in on the far side. He runs into 3 Rails players. As the puck comes near side, Miles has. Skates to the center ice. Taken away by the Wolves. They'll curl in their own end and come back out. Down the near side. Looking to center. He does. Puck pops free. Wolves still have possession. In behind, they rim it around. Possession on the half wall there. Back to the point. Shot from there is intercepted by Max. Max out with a head of steam. Chips it off the wall. In. Offside. They're going to say Tony was in offsides. So with that whistle, 10-10 left in the first. Neutral zone draw. Just outside Ely's end. Max set to take this off this neutral zone draw. He wins it to the wall. The Wolves are going to take possession, though. Centering pass puts them into the zone. Taken away by Matt. He can't clear the zone, but Max will pick the pocket and get it out. Up to Tony, just too far. He hustles in. Griffin picks it up on the wall. He centers. Nobody there. The Wolves take it away and start back out. Pass to the near side. Chipped into the zone. Matt takes that away, flips it ahead. Pitching defender does keep it in. Matt forced to retreat, stops, looks near side. That's off the skates, held in. Back off the wall for Tony. He's battling at the blue line. Matt chips it ahead now. He's able to get it into the zone. Wolves collect. They play it forward. Doesn't get out of the zone. Tony chasing him down. Stretch pass in behind the D. Shot and score. Ely takes the early lead. First lead of the game. It looks like there's 1 minute or 10 seconds left on the clock. 1 minute left on the clock. Feels like that went fast. Oh, he's got a timeout clock on. Hold on. No, the clock is incorrect. So anyways.
It's off, it says it's up for a timeout.
Right.
1 moment, please.
Technical difficulties with the time clock. 1 moment. So Ely takes the early lead, 1-0 on a shot from the breakaway on a stretch pass out of the zone. At this point, it'd be faster just to let the timeout clock run off. All right, well, we're going to take a TV timeout. Official timeout, yeah.
The Sabres would like a break.
Just run the timeout clock. That's still not right. All right, play is about to resume. 9:25 put back on the clock. Score 1-0 Ely. Brecken on the on the neutral zone draw here. He's got Will and Ruxin on his wings. Brecken wins this back to Garrett. He plays this forward. The Wolves will take that. Rink wide pass gets them out of the zone. They curl and start up. Offsides as they enter the zone. 9:12 left in the first. We'll get a neutral zone draw just outside the rails end. Brecken wins the draw to Rux, who plays back to Garrett. He starts out of the zone, runs into a player there. Brecken able to chip it over to Rux, who'll dump it down into the corner. Played back up the wall by the Wolves. They've got it. Played out front. Miles steps up. This shot from the high slot misses the net. Will from the half wall tries to play it down to the corner. Does. Brecken plays it back to the point. Miles holds, sends it right back to him. Ruxin takes it away behind the net, sends it out front. Garrett picks it up, walks into the circle, shot from the dot, whistles wide. Miles races over, couldn't hold the zone, but maintains possession. He'll play it forward again. Wolves take it away, chip it ahead. Miles sends it right back down the wall. Wolves looking, send it back up near side. Miles steps up, the Wolves get past him. Garrett comes over, takes the puck away. Plays it up the wall, held in at the point, sent to the slot. Shot from the Wolves, gloved and held on to. 8:06 left in the first, defensive zone draw. Huh? Tony on the draw. Griffin pushes this one up towards the blue line. Does get it out. Bria skates over. Wolves chip it ahead. Poke check from Matt knocks it loose. The Wolves have possession though. They'll just dump it back into the zone. Gray curls in the corner. Plays it up the wall for Griff. He plays it further off the wall. Wolves will retreat out of the zone with possession. Regroup in their own end. Send it up near side. Chipped into the zone. Matt picks this up and behind the net. Backhands it ahead, makes it out of the zone. Brias racing ahead for it. Wolves the first one on it, played ahead. Griff sends it all the way down into the zone. Wolves the first one on it there. Played off the near wall, it skips off of Matt. Icing waved off. Gray forced to play it. Fans on a clearing attempt around the wall. He gets it back. Plays this forward. It's out of the zone. Bria sends it all the way down. That'll be icing. 7:03 remain in the first. Defensive zone draw for the Rails after the icing call. Brecken on the defensive zone draw. That's won by the Wolves. Quick shot, doesn't make it on net. Garrett clears to the corner. Wolves have possession there. Garrett battling. Sends it around near side. Will the first one on it as he curls in the half wall. Stripped off his stick. Miles gets it ahead to Brecken. Tries to center. That's taken away. Ruck's able to chop that one into the zone, though. Wolves send it all the way down. Icing indicated. And with that, 6:34 left in the first. We'll get an offensive zone draw after the icing call. Wolves win the draw. Ruxwood gets back to the corner, sends it back to the point. Shot, saved by, that was a shot from Garrett from the point. Chipped out of the zone by the Wolves. They've cleared. Garrett races back. He's got possession. He turns near side, chips it off the glass for Will. Doesn't get it out of the zone. Shot from there. Pad save, flipped into the glove. Jace hangs on for another defensive zone draw for the Rails. Brecken wins this back to Miles. Chips back up the wall for Brecken. Up for Will. Rails able to get out, but lose possession. Brecken takes it back. Far side wall. Garrett will play it ahead. Into the zone. Rocks shot from the top of the dot. That hits a skate out front. Gets it back. That shot also blocked. Wolves play it up the far side wall. They're out of the zone. Chip near side, they're into the zone, nobody in front of them. Hard shot, save from Jace, and he'll hang on. 5:24 left in the first. Defensive zone draw for the Rails after the line change.
Playing defense today.
Max centering that, won back by the Wolves. They've got possession on the half wall. To the slot, one-timer from the circle. Kick save from Jace. Up the corner, Gray has it. He plays it ahead. He'll go off the wall to himself. The Wolves take that away. They come rink wide near side. Matt has out of the zone into the neutral zone. Stripped off his stick. The Wolves will start back. Matt with possession. Fans on a clearing attempt. Wolves walk the line, hold the zone. Sent into the far side circle. Pivots, is into the slot. Played our way back to the point. That's intercepted by Bria. She chips it out of the zone. Max now with it. He'll curl far side. Off the wall to himself. That's taken away. Griffin holds the zone. Gray holds the zone. Finally cleared by the Wolves. Matt comes over. Chips up and ends up in the player bench. Brecken won that draw back to Miles. He chipped it ahead. Wolves take it. Rink wide pass puts them out of the zone. Back to the near side in. Miles takes that away. Will backhands it. Up but not out. Miles takes the puck away. Squirts to the slot. Wolves hold the zone at the point. Go D to D near side. That rims down into the corner. Garrett picks it up behind the net. Stops. Reverses back behind. Chips it up the wall here. Held into the point, sent back down. Miles Still battling along the wall. He's got two Wolves on him. Played to the point. Sent back to the circle. Miles intercepts. Can't clear the zone, though. Wolves come away off the wall. Stripped by Brecken. He goes far side. Gets to the red line. Shoots one in on net. Cleared. Miles has it in neutral zone. Sends it back ahead. That never makes it back in. Battling along the wall in the neutral zone here. Flipped up off the glass by Brecken. Sent back by the Wolves. They're into the zone onsides. Pass all the way across. Garrett picks it up in the corner, sends it off the glass. That makes it out. Brecken hustles ahead, trying to win the race. Wolves just send it forward. Into the zone, onsides. Rux bumps a man there. Wolves try to clear. Rux gets it back. Now Garrett has it, the blue line. He curls. Forces his way back down the wall. Hands to Bria, who puts a shot out front. That hit Rux in the skate. Couldn't quite put the stick on it. He was tied up. The Wolves start back out. Miles steps up. Stick lifts and knocks the puck away. Wolves will dump it back off the wall and down. 2:27 left in the first. Garrett starts hitting behind his own net. Off the near side wall for Max. He chips it ahead for Miles. Miles out of the zone. Pressure from behind takes the puck away. Wolves from their own end. Little toe drag there gets him out of the zone. Played ahead. Miles steps up, takes it away. Into the offensive zone. Meets pressure. Poked back out. Wolves spin move into the zone. Down the wall. Centered. Shot pushed wide of the net. Cleared to the corner. Max gets it up. That tips over for Tony. He's chasing down a far wall. Garrett will hold the zone at the circle. Shot from the dot. Hits the chest and held on to. 1:37 left in the 1:37 left in the first period here. Rails still trailing by one. Look at an offensive zone draw. Draw won by Brecken. Gray from the point, whistles one wide. Will hustling over, played to the point. Matt holds, back to the circle. The Wolves pick it up and start back out. Stretch pass, he's in, onside, taken away by Matt. Still battling along the wall there. It's chipped ahead, out of the zone, icing waved off. Rux hops on a bobbled puck in the corner. He's got possession. Circles. Still playing it there. Sends it out front. Matt with a one-timer. Shot scores! Matt with a one-timer. Scores on the feed from Ruxin. 36 from 13, and the Rails have tied the game with 59.9 seconds left in the first. I don't think he ever saw it. Draw one by Brecken. Gray has it, plays it ahead. That's into the zone. Wolves come near side with it. Curl pushed into the zone by Will. Sent back out. Matt has. Chips ahead. Too far for everyone. Rux into the zone. Will just got on sides. He'll pick up the puck as Rux got knocked down. Will curls. Fires one off a skate. Played up and out. Tipped by Gray. Matt forced to play it as it comes back in.
Scored by number 13, Robinson Munster. Assisted by 26, Grayson Mansell. And 25, William Baker.
No. Wolves don't clear. Gray holds. Centering attempt taken away by Will. 1 second left. Into the zone. Shot. That won't make it. First period shot total for the Rails, 6 for first period save total for the Wolves goaltender of 5. First period shot total for the Wolves of 6 for first period save total for Jason 5. We're going to take a quick break, come right back. Official scorers gave the goal to Ruxin on passes from Gray and Will. Matt had the one-time shot. I don't think it was tipped, so in the app it shows Matt scoring the goal on a feed from Ruxin and Gray. Either way, tie game 1-1. We'll be starting up shortly, 15 minutes on the clock, switching sides. I need one too. Brecken on the neutral zone draw. It's won by the Wolves. Sent ahead, icing indicated. That'll make it. And just 8 seconds in, icing called, and we'll get an offensive zone draw for the Rails. Wolves win the draw back. Played off the near side wall. They'll skate into it and start out. Rink wide pass into the zone on sides. They'll dump it down to the corner. They've got possession in behind. Back to the point. Sent back down the wall. Miles steps on that one. Gives it to Will. Miles gets it back. They can't clear the zone. The Wolves start back in. Nobody in front of them. 2-on-0. Centering pass just behind him. Rux now has. He backhands this ahead for Brecken. Brecken in the zone, near side. Shot from the top of the circle. Gloved over the net. Will battling behind. Chips this towards the net. Sent back to the wall. Wolves backhanded ahead. Miles one-timer. Tipped by Brecken out front, wide of the net. Sent up the wall. Garrett holds at the point. He fires a shot wide. On the far wall, played ahead. Miles will step into one. He shoots, that's blocked. Brecken puts a weak one-hand shot on net. Minute 18 into the game, or into the second period. Brecken with a one-handed backhander as he was tied up out front. Results in an offensive zone draw for the Rails. Wolves win the draw here. Max is on the circle. They clear it near side. He gets out of the zone. Gray circles, sends it up for Griffin. Griffin from the top of the dot. Shot, gloved and dropped. Puck's loose. Center on the far wall. Hops off the dasher. Matt chips it ahead. Puck squirts into the slot. The Wolves have possession. They clear. Down the far side wall. Wolves still have top of the circle. A shot, stick save, and melted down. 13:07 left in the second period. Defensive zone draw to Jason's left. too many. All right, defensive change. Wolves win the draw back. Shot from the blue line. Wide of the net. Garrett picks this one up. Sent to the line, but not out. Wolves return it back to the corner. A little bit of confusion there. Garrett sends it to the far corner. Wolves have possession. That's taken away by Max temporarily. He gets it back. Off the base of the net for Garrett. Up the near side wall, Garrett goes. Rink wide pass from the Wolves. They'll dump it down into the corner. Miles retreats, picks it up. Sends it out front. That's off a skate. Ends up on Bria's stick, and she starts out. Into the offensive zone. Pushes one in on net. Stick saved and smothered. 12:22 left in the second period. Another offensive zone draw after the line change. Oh. Brecken won that draw, pushes it into the corner. Rux plays it back to the point for Garrett. He winds up, shoots, tipped on net by Rux. Will back to the slot for Garrett. He corrals. Skate to stick, pushes it down to the corner. He'll try to center. That goes off a stick. Ruxin bumps alongside the net. Wolves have possession. Play it ahead. Garrett holds his own, sends it back to the corner for Ruxin. Ruxin bumps his man in the corner. Will plays it out front. Rux falls down. Brecken overskated it, and the Wolves clear the zone. They reach the red line, dump it back down. They'll give chase. Garrett the first one on it, plays it off the near side corner for Rux. He starts ahead, passes to Garrett. The head of steam up the wall. His poke checked off his stick just inside the zone. Brecken plays it ahead. Gets it back on a clearing attempt. Down into the slot, backhand shot lifted towards the net. That's wide. Off the wall, Brecken has it again. He'll clear it around the corner. Tony now with it. Out front for Garrett. One-time shot. Off the body, still loose in the slot. Cleared. Garrett will be the first one on it in the defensive zone. He curls, takes a look. Wolves are changing. Sends this one into the zone. That's taken away. Wolves play it back out again. Intercepted by Garrett. Tony, or Ruxin from the neutral zone, dumps this one back in. Brecken gives chase. In the far corner, Will tries to lift the stick. Unsuccessful. Wolves up the near circle. Curl to center ice. Lead pass gets them out of the zone. They go down the far side. Shot. That ramps off a stick and out of play. Draw one, the Wolves have possession near side. Matt plays it ahead, just behind Griffin. Icing indicated, nobody touched it, and we'll come right back. 10-11 remains in the second period, icing the indication, and a defensive zone draw for the Rails. Defensive zone draw, one back by the Wolves. Shot from the point, intercepted by Gray. Clears it back to the wall. Wolves have it again. Backhander to the slot. Knocked back in on net. Jace will smother that one. 10 even left in the second, and we'll get another defensive zone draw to his right. Tony wins the draw. Gray plays it forward. D to D. Shot hard from the circle. Jace takes that one right in the chest and hangs on. Tony on the draw, wins it over to Matt. He's got possession in the corner. Stops, reverses back. Tries to pass through the slot. That's a skate. Tony does end up with it, though. Centers it to nobody home. Cleared by the Wolves, and they start back out. Sidesteps one. Backhander back to the line. Taken away by Tony. It's in the slot. That does squirt free. The Wolves will retreat, pick it up at their own blue line. Pass ahead. Gray will pick this up at his own blue line. Sends it for Tony. Tip pass to Griffin, who sends it back to the middle. Max wasn't quite there, and the Wolves send it back into the zone. Icing waved off. Matt will be forced to play. Near side wall. Stops. Reverses back to the other side. Starts out with a head of steam. Slices through into the middle. Puck in his skate. Sends up in the corner. Sends it back out front. Max is there. Shot from the high slot. That's tipped wide of the net. Matt with it in behind. Still battling. Comes out front. Tony picks it up. Griffin now has. He's stripped of the puck, and the Wolves start back out. Wolves into the zone 2-on-3 as they enter. Poke checked away by Garrett. They're able to clear. Garrett starts out. Pushes that one into the corner. The Rails were changing behind him. Stretch pass out of the zone is intercepted or knocked away. Rocks sends this one back out. Goes off a Wolves stick. Will pushes it near side for Brecken. He's in a foot race. Wolves rink wide. Miles steps up, fires this one. Tipped wide of the net by Will. Up the near side wall. Garrett pinches. Steps into the circle. Will pushes one wide of the net. Brecken in behind. Surveys. Sends it out front. That goes off a stick, and the Wolves are out. Garrett hustling to try to get back into the zone. Garrett wraps the stick. Saved by Jace. Rebound picked up by Brecken. Ruxin up to the line, but not out. Wolves pick it up, top of the circle. They step into the slot. Shot. And Jace will collect that rebound. 7:28 left in the second period. We'll get another defensive zone draw for the Rails. Brecken wins the draw. It's cleared out of the zone by Gray. Wolves pick it up just inside their own blue line. Rink wide pass puts them out. They start up, sent ahead. Matt collects, sends it back out of the zone. Wolves play it in their own end. Rink wide, intercepted by Rux. He tries to keep it out of the zone. Couldn't quite corral. Offside's the indication. 7:07 left in the second period. Neutral zone draw. Wolves win the draw. They clear it far side. Matt curls in his own end. Plays it up. Tipped by Brecken to Rux. Rux sidesteps one. Doesn't quite get the puck. The Wolves start back. Rink wide pass. Tipped but collected by the Wolves. Sent in on net. Bouncing. Puck loose in the crease. Jace finally does jump on it. .6:44 left in the second period. Still knotted at 1. Defensive zone draw here will be Tony. He gets it over to Garrett, who sends it up and out of the zone. Bria tries to get there. Wolves send it right back in. Curling at the blue line. He walks it. Stumbles. Still has possession. Taken away by Griffin. Tony races ahead. He's 1-on-2. He's got Griffin and Bria with him. Tries to make a backhand pass. Cleared to the line. Miles holds the zone. Sends it down the wall. Wolves intercept and start right back out. Wolves are into the offensive zone. Shot. Kick save from Jace. Centered, back into the circle. Backhand pass, shot, saved by Jace, cleared to the corner. Played ahead by Tony. Griffin able to get it past the pinching defender and out. Bria picked her pocket from behind. The Wolves send it right back out. Into the offensive zone go the Wolves. Down into the slot. Shot wide of the net. Garrett picks up the rebound. He'll start up out of the zone on his own. Reaches the red line. Sends it in. Wolves chip it off the far wall and out. As they come through neutral ice, they're in on sides. Shot hits a skate. Miles has. Chips it ahead for Bria. She sweeps it to the wall. The Wolves will curl inside their own blue line. The Wolves into the zone once again. Hard shot, scores. .5:17 left in the second period. The Wolves have regained the lead 2-1. Draw one back by Brecken. Matt picks this up. Sidesteps one. Will chips it out of the zone. Wolves collecting their own end. Off the near side wall. Bray picks it up. Sends it ahead. Wolves take it right back. Rink-wide pass puts them into the offensive zone. Shot off a shin pad. Brecken starts out. He's got Ruxin with him. Backhands it up to him. Rux into the zone. Beats the defender with a back check there. Takes it away. Sent up the wall, held in by Gray. He backhands it down the wall. Ruxin there, sidesteps one, into the circle, shoots right into the chest. He'll hang on. 4:38 left in the second period. Brecken on the draw. He's got Will and Ruxin on his wings. Matt and Gray at the points. One back to Gray. Shot tipped into the chest. Oh, it's a good tip from Ruxin. Initial shot was from Gray, but right into the chest.
Go Rails! Get it done!
Brecken will retake the draw. Over to Ruxin. He's got possession. Puck loose. Will takes one, slides one in on net. That hits the goaltender, and he'll smother. Brecken again. That's won by the Wolves. Off the glass to the half wall. Brecken comes over, takes it away. Puck squirts to the slot. The Wolves will gain possession, start out of the zone. They got one flying, taken away by Gray. Brecken chips it off the far wall and in. He can't hold the zone on the clearing attempt, and the Wolves right back through neutral ice into the offensive zone. Sent back down, taken away by Gray. He tries to clear to the wall. Matt now has in the corner. Battling for it, comes free to the near side. Brecken sends it ahead for Ruxin. Brecken gets it back, hands back to Ruxin. Rux lead pass to Will. They're into the zone, 2-on-1. He gets caught from behind. Rux with a one-timer off the wall. That hits a skate out front. Cleared off the wall. Matt does hold the point. Sends it back down. Ruxin, side of the net. Wolves have it on the half wall. They make a one lead pass and they're out of the zone. Into the offensive zone, down into the slot. Puck's bouncing around. Ruxin picks it up, curls near side. He'll start out, lead pass just through everybody. Icing waved off. Brecken hustling a forward in the corner. It's cleared near side wall. Ruxin has it on the half wall. Sends one towards the net. That deflects in behind. Bria from the wall sends one towards the middle. The Wolves take it away and they start back out. Into the offensive zone, bottom of the circle, centered through everybody. Rux on the near side wall, can't clear. Gray battling for it down the wall. He's pinned in. He comes away with it though, clears it off the wall, it's held in. Shot towards the net's tipped, doesn't make it there. Rebound, shot off the chase, and then they score. Wolves extend the lead to 2. The score is now 3-1, or 2:37 left in the second period. Wolves win that neutral zone draw off of Max, I believe.
Scored by number 11.
Miles has it, gives it to Max. They're out of the zone. Brink wide pass. Garrett will pick it up just inside the blue line. Shot from the hash marks, off the pad, sent back out front. Max knocks it down, walks to the slot, but the puck's taken away. Wolves start back ahead. Shot from the top of the circles. Blocker save, cleared by Miles. He's pinched off the puck, centered into the slot as behind him. Backhand shot, tipped in on net, rebound and scored. The Wolves have extended their lead to 3. 1:59 left in the second period. Wolves have possession off the draw. They chip it out of the zone. Through neutral ice, Miles takes that one away, sends it to the line, but not out. It's held in. Wolves with possession, send it back down towards the net. Jace will play it back out for Miles. They chip to the wall. Max tries to chip it ahead, does. Bria gets it to the line, but not out. Wolves right back down. Poke check from Miles, takes it away. Wolves back down to the circle. Shot off the blocker and out. Rebound attempt. Wide of the net. Puck squirts free to the near side. Garrett picks it up. 1:17 left. He's got his pocket picked. Centering attempt. That goes through the crease, or through the slot. Wolves still have possession on the half wall. Send it back out front. That's a shot on net. Jace will cover it up. 1:05 left in the second period. Rails find themselves down by 3. Draw one back by the Wolves. They send it down to the circle. That's stripped by Brecken. He'll backhand this one high. It's touched by a player in the bench. The player in the bench reached out and played the puck with his hand. No! He reached out and played it. All right, we're going to call a neutral zone draw just outside the Rails end. Puck one back by Brecken. Matt sends it ahead. Wolves fight to put it into the zone. Down to the circle. Into the corner. Around behind. Still with possession. Surveys. Sends it to the far side point. Down to the circle again. Back to the point. It's intercepted by Rux. 35 seconds. He starts out. Stripped of the puck. Will picks this one up. He's into the offensive zone. Backhander to the slot. Nobody there. Wolves circle around their own net, send it off the far side wall. Matt picks this up, plays it ahead. Send it to the slot for Brecken. Will couldn't get to it in time. The Wolves clearing pass gets him out of the zone. 10 seconds left in the period. Gray plays it ahead. Wolves hold the zone. Top of the circle, poke checked, held in. D to D, one-time shot. That's down to the circle, tipped towards the net, but doesn't make it in time. End of the second period, Rails find themselves trailing 4-1. Shot totals for the Rails in the second period were 9 for second period save total of 9 for the Wolves goaltender. Second period shots for Ely of 18 for a second period save total of 15 for Jace. All right, 15 minutes back on the clock. Third period about to start. Draw won by Brecken, played ahead by Will. Wolves send it back out the other way. Miles skates into it there, plays it to the far wall. Ed for Will, tips it into the zone. Wolves right back out again, up the near side wall. Down, hard shot, save from Jace off the shoulder. Garrett picks it up on the near wall and starts out with speed. Backhands this one down into the corner. Wolves will curl it on behind their own net. Played off the wall. They start back out. Through neutral ice, down into the offensive zone. Wolves have possession. Backhander shoots and scores.
Let's go, Rails! Section goalie!
Ely extends their lead to 4 now. Max on the neutral zone draw, pushes it to the wall. Bria will be the first one on it. She pushes this one into the far side corner. That's intercepted. Sent up, but hits Bria. Clearing attempts to the wall. They curl and they're out. Centering pass behind the streaking forechecker. Played out of the zone by Gray. Still battling along the wall there. Ely back to the D. Saucer pass, rink wide. Hits a body. Ely picks it up. Wolves into the zone. Back to the point. Comes back to the circle. Poke check from Matt forces it to the wall with the Wolves. Back to the point. One-time shot. That goes off a stick and wide. Gray up off the wall. Wolves take possession. Poke check by Matt. Wolves pick that one up too. Back to the point on the far side. One-time shot. One-time shot. I don't know if that hit a glove or the crossbar, but it ended up in the netting, out of play. Defensive zone draw for the Rails. Brecken on the draw here. One to Garrett. He loses possession. The Wolves battling in the corner. Sent up the wall by Garrett. Brecken loses it in his feet. Gets it ahead. The Rails able to get out of the zone. The Wolves dump it right back in again. Miles hustles over. Picks it up. Plays it off the wall to himself. Sends it ahead. Puts that up off the wall. Will able to clear. Wolves cover that one up. Will gets it right back, and he'll come into the offensive zone with it. Shot from above the circle, wide of the net. Wolves goaltender is going to hang on to that one. 13-16 left in the third period. Wolves pick up that puck off the draw. Clearing attempt held by Garrett right on the line. He fires that one. Stick save by the goaltender. Chipped up ahead. Miles steps up, puts this one back into the slot. That ends up on the far wall. Cleared up the wall, but not out. Will picks that one up off the tip from Garrett. Back to Garrett. Shot from the circle off the side of the net. Brecken from behind. Sends it back behind the net. Will had vacated. Sent rink wide. That misses everybody. That's going to go the length of the ice for icing. Icing waved off. Yes. Very confused. We're down to one referee. The other one injured during the period break. Ran into the wall. So, icing was the indication. 12:38 left in the third. The Rails get an offensive zone draw here. Left side of the Wolves goaltender. Bria on the offensive zone draw. The Wolves try to clear, held in by Gray. He puts one towards the net, but that's blocked. Gray pinches again, slaps one down the wall, comes right back. Wolves rink wide, clear the zone. They're up, but not into this. They get into the zone. Matt clears it to the wall, does get it out. Wolves play it back to their own blue line. Stretch pass, doesn't connect. Gray gives it away just inside the line. Centering attempt, shot, save, rebound loose. Puck still bouncing around. Max clears towards the line. Tony finally does get it out. Tony, near side, has the puck on the wall. Wolves send it ahead. Matt holds the zone, but it is chipped out. Max back to Miles at the blue line. Up to Bria. She's into the zone. Hands off to Tony. Tony from the dot. That was going wide. Held on to by the Wolves goaltender. We'll get another offensive zone draw here. 11:42 left in the third. Rails still trail by 4. They're giving credit for all of this. Draw one by Brecken. Will has it stripped before he can get a shot off. Pass to the middle, get him out of the zone. Up to the near side, in on sides. Poke checked away by Matt. He shoves it ahead for Will on the wall. Sidesteps one, the pinching defender, and he's out of the zone. 3-on-1 as they cross neutral ice. Brecken from the slot fires over the net. Tony fans on a centering attempt, or Ruxin, sorry. Played to the point. Gray backhands it back down the wall for Rux. Rux from the corner, centers, nobody there. Will poke checks that one. Matt hustles over to the wall. He'll hold the point temporarily, but it does squirt free. Stops it at neutral ice, sends it ahead for Brecken. Brecken into the zone, hands to Ruxin. He sidesteps and loses possession. Wolves chip it ahead. They're into the zone. Poke checked back out. Brecken picks this one up just inside the blue line. Up ahead for Will. Will in the middle. Over to the far side, turns, tries to center, that hits his skates, cleared off the glass and out. Garrett goes far side for Ruxin, into the zone. At the hash marks, he curls, has his stick lifted. The Wolves take possession. Pass near side takes him out of the zone. Dumped into the end. Garrett picks it up, plays it off the glass. Max will skate into it there. Rink wide pass for Griffin. He'll carry this into the zone. He tries to shoot, that's blocked. Puck comes to the blue line. Wolves do clear. They're able to chip it down into the zone where Garrett will pick it up. Garrett circles the net. Far side up to Tony, just outside the zone. Tony battling for it in the neutral zone. Does get it in, maintains possession. Shot from the dots, going wide of the net. Gloved and held onto. We'll get an offensive zone draw here for the Rails. Wolves win the draw. It's tipped it up and out of the zone. Matt curls it neutral ice. He'll send this back into the zone under pressure. Play to the corner. Sent back up the wall. Gray holds it there. Sidesteps one. Shot from the top of the circle, gloved and held onto. 9:13 left in the third period. We get another offensive zone draw off the shot from Gray. Brecken wins this to Tony. Shot on net. Kick saved and smothered. We'll reset, do it again. Wolves with possession off the draw, taken away by Ruxin on the wall. Gray at the point holds it in. He gets it back. Still holding the zone. Finally squirts free. Wolves start out. They're 2-on-1 with back-checking Will. Puck squirts in towards the wall. Matt plays it ahead for Will. Backhands ahead for Brecken, and he's out of the zone efficiently. Brecken into the middle. Poke checked off his stick. Rux tries a toe drag. He's stripped of the puck. Gray steps up. Can't hold the zone. The Wolves back out. Into the zone. That shot pushed wide. Matt has possession in the corner. Plays it ahead. Too far for Will. Held at the blue line. Shot blocked. Chipped ahead. Will has it now. Gives it to Brecken on the far wall. Comes back near side. That was behind Will, and the Wolves start back around. Into the offensive zone. Centered. Forehand, backhand, shot, and scored. Wolves extend the lead to 5. It's now 6-1. 8:13 left in the third period. Wolves win the draw. From D, cleared. Brecken chips it down into the zone. The Wolves will corral. Rink wide pass, chipped out of the zone, intercepted by Garrett. He curls it center ice. Ahead to Ruxin, back into the zone. Hard shot from the top of the circle. Puck's loose. Goaltender will dive on it. 7:50 left in the third, and an offensive zone draw here for the Rails. Wolves have possession off that draw. They play it down into their own corner. Tony centers off of Bria's stick and through. Wolves start out of the zone. On the near side, that's in Miles' feet. The Wolves get it back. Possession down into the corner. They rim it around. Far side wall held in at the point. Shot back down into the corner. Garrett pins his man to the wall in behind, sends it up the wall, held in at the point. Griffin able to knock that puck loose, kicks it ahead to the line but not out. Garrett on the second attempt does clear. Tony hustles in, picks it up just inside the blue line, chips it around the defender, looking for it in the corner. That'll be cleared all the way around. Shot from Bria at the half wall is intercepted. Clearing attempt off his skate. Miles will hold the point. Sends it all the way around to the far side. Wolves come back near side, clear it off the glass. Miles holds the point, sends it to the middle, intercepted. His poke check doesn't quite connect. Wolves into the zone. He's in behind the D. Shot, save from Jace. Puck loose, pushed to the corner. Played back to the point. Defender goes D to D near side. Slap shot, stick save, cleared to the corner by Tony. Miles has it there. He lifts one ahead, hits Tony in the back of the skate. Griffin plays it ahead. Tony battles for it there. Garrett battling for it as well.
Let's go, Green!
Wolves come away with it, but Bria able to chip it up out of the zone. Sent ahead by Griff. Tony now has. He gets past 1D. Shot from the dot. Blocker save. Puck in the slots. Wolves will collect, come near side. Saucer line. Rink wide pass, springs the forechecker. He's out of the zone. Sidesteps one into the zone on sides. Hands it off into the slot. Garrett will take that away and start back out.
Go, Wheels!
Garrett comes near side. Backhander towards the crease, taken away. Cleared up the near side wall. Matt steps up from the point, holds it in. Wolves able to clear. Matt hustles back, takes the puck away in neutral zone. Out to the middle for Brecken. Brecken poke checked off his stick. Garrett steps up, can't control the puck. The Wolves are back into the zone. Shot from the top of the circle, whistled wide. Will on the half wall, chips it past the pinching defender and gets it out of the zone. Wolves circling their own end. Stop at the blue line. Pass does get out of the zone. Puck bouncing around. Wolves will just dump it into the near side corner and change. Matt picks it up on the half wall, starts up. Gets it past two to Will. Will chips it ahead to Brecken. Brecken fires one in behind the net. Wolves cleared around far side. Gray does hold the zone. Brecken hands to Will. Will's in the slot. Tries to drop from Matt. That doesn't quite connect, and the Wolves start right back out. Wolves into the zone. Brecken with possession just dumps it down. That goes off a Wolf stick. They'll be forced to play it. 3:34 and counting left in the third period. Rails still trailed by 5. Played ahead by the Wolves out of their own zone. Icing waved off. Gray will play it just above the goal line. Off the wall for Griffin. Griffin backhands it ahead, but it's intercepted. Matt picks this up in the slot and starts out near side. Sidesteps one. He reverses back to the far side. On his backhand. Stops. Shoots one wide of the net. That rims all the way around. Wolves with possession. Chip it out. That's played into the near side circle. Wolves with possession on the half wall. Saucer pass. Intercepted. Tony has. He's able to get past one. And he's up out of the zone. Tony fumbled as he tried to get a pass there. Gray picks it up outside his own blue line, chips it ahead for Tony. Sent back to Gray. Gray goes rink wide, that's intercepted. Bria with a forecheck there, it's played off the near side wall. The Wolves will pick it up and start out 2-on-2 as they cross center ice. Curls into the slot, pushes one wide of the net. Rebound, pushed through the crease. Matt Rails and starts up into the offensive zone, down into the slot. He gets knocked off the puck, still has possession. Sends it out front. Griffin trying to corral. Played to the wall. Does clear. Matt now with possession, surveys, sends it ahead off a boot. The Wolves will turn at center ice and start it back in. Matt sends this the length of the ice. 1:49 left in the third period. We'll get a line change and a icing call. Defensive zone draw for the Rails. Still trailing by 5. Wolves with possession off the draw, but it's taken away by Brecken. Ruxin poke checked at the blue line, couldn't get it into the zone. They send it down. Into the zone, offsides. Miles picked that one up in the neutral zone. Will had not yet cleared. 1:35 remains in the third period, and a neutral zone draw just outside the Wolves' end. Wolves with possession, they clear the zone. Miles plays it right back in. Wolves send it back out again. Into the zone near side. He pivots, tries to make a move past Miles, but that's stripped. Will clears the zone, but the Wolves dump it right back in. Miles from the end wall, off the corner. Will maintains possession, he'll start up. Lifts this one rink wide for Ruxin. He's into the zone. Backhand pass into the slot. Brecken's still looking for it. It's in their feet. Will finds it. It's cleared to the line. Garrett has. He'll curl down the wall. Bottom of the circle, tries to center, goes off a shin pad. Wolves pick it up in the corner, 48 left in the period. Buxton plays it down the wall. Wolves have it there. Rink wide saucer pass, intercepted by Miles. He waits for everybody to get back on sides and starts in. Miles to the circle, hands to Brecken. He'll go down the wall with it. Backhander into the circle. Will has. Pass shot blocked. Ruxin on the doorstep had his shot blocked on the back door. Brecken has it. She sends it back out front. That squirts past everybody. The Wolves pick that up. 18 seconds left. Pass to the near side. Beats everybody. The Wolves skate into it though. Hard shot off the post and out. Rux tries to clear the zone. Brecken will. 4 seconds. 3. And that's the end of it. The Rails fall in the final game of pool play, 6-1 to the Ely Wolves. Third period shot totals for Proctor, 4 for third period save total, 4 for the Ely goaltender. 6 total shots for Ely for third period save total of 4 for Jace. Total shots on goal for the Rails, 19 for a game save total for the Ely goaltender of 18. Total shots on goal for Ely, 30 for a 3-period save total for Jace of 24. Rails will be back in action tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock when we face off against the Lumberjacks of Cloquet. For third place. So again, tomorrow morning, 11 a.m., we'll see you back here in the Sanju Two Harbors Arena for the third place game versus the Cloquet Lumberjacks.